Welcome to this week's pep talk, and this might go down as the shortest episode in the Crush the Rush podcast history, but this one thing has helped me so much this year, and I was like, we got to talk about it. So, how do you really take control of your calendar and your to-do list, right? Like, how do you really do it? I've got lots of things and tools that I use to plan, and I talk and share them a lot, but I really thought, hey, if we could just make it super simple, this one simple planning hack helps me prioritize my to-do list and saves me so much time. So if you are attending one of our Crush the Rush planning parties that I host each month inside our club and our mastermind, I would tell you that the most important step in planning is actually consistency. So if you love paper, use paper. If you love digital, do that. If the thought of planning makes your head spin and you just need to write out a big long list, then do that, right? Consistency is where you're going to see the results. But if I were to give you one tip, this would be it. You are 40% more likely to complete your goal, your to-do list, insert whatever you want to call it, if you write it down on paper. Right? So that's a stat that I can't let go. There is a reason why people say so often, oh my gosh, I have so many to-do lists. I have so many post-it notes. Insert, I have 17 notebooks that I keep writing things down on, right? So for me, this looks like we use ClickUp for our business, which is project planning and overall project management for our team. But I actually use a paper planner, our quarterly paper planner, to time block every single day, right? So I time block, this is what's happening. These are the things that I need to do. But here's the tip. I also have one notebook, and this isn't a planner and this isn't on my computer. It's literally a blank sheet of paper. And every day I open the notebook and I write the date at the top. And I carry this notebook with me in my purse to all my meetings, wherever I go. And I actually write notes in it, right? Sometimes I journal, sometimes it's to-do items, sometimes I'm on a call. This is actually where I use it the most. I'm on like a Zoom call or a coaching call, and people will say something and I'll write it down. So it just depends. Sometimes it's a whole lot of nothing, right? Like yesterday, my page was literally blank. But at the end of the day, I look at this notebook that has the date on it, and then I look at my planner and I think about, what do I do with these items? Because the goal is that they have to go somewhere, or they're not important, as in nothing has to happen right now. So I go back to what I teach in our planning parties, and that is do, delegate, delete, or defer. So at the end of the day, when I'm opening my planner and I'm planning the next day, I say, hey, I wrote this note during this call. Do I need to do it? If I do, I'm going to time block it in my planner for the next day. If I don't need to do it the next day, then I'll put it in our project management tool and ClickUp so I don't lose it, right? So I took a note for a reason, and now it's going somewhere. It's either going in like on my long list of things to do that I'll do at another time, or it's actually going to happen and I'm time blocking it in to happen tomorrow. If it's just a thought or a journal entry and it's really like nothing, no action needs to happen, then it's fine to do nothing, right? It's just, okay, it's just going to sit there. If I need to hand it off to someone else, like my husband or my team or whatever, then I delegate it. Like I actually send an email and be like, hey, I need you to do this, or I'll add it to ClickUp and assign it to somebody. The best part is, instead of searching for 800 Post-it notes when I have a random idea, it's all in one book. So in 2024, I got this fancy book. It's got like palm trees on it, super cute, and it's blank, right? There are some notebooks that actually have a table of contents in the front, but it's a blank table of contents. So you could write like, listened to this awesome podcast episode on February, I don't know when this airs, 20th, right? And then in your table of contents, you could write page 7, awesome planning hack about how to do less better, or how to not have a million notes, right? So then when you open your notebook, you're creating this table of contents. You don't have to do that. The goal is you've got one notebook. It's got everything you need in it. If you need to look back at something, you're like, I swore I wrote that down. How many times do you say that and you don't know where you wrote it down at? Or you're like, I don't know which Post-it note or which room I put it in. Now you've got this notebook that has all your thoughts in it. When you attend to calls, take notes in it. When you journal, take notes in it. When you have a to-do list, take notes in it. It's all in one notebook. As another example, let's just pretend that you're on page 17 of your blank notebook and you have this idea, hey, I'm going to launch a podcast. And then at the beginning of your notebook on the first page, you're like, page 17, idea to launch a podcast. So when you come back to it, it's there. You don't have to do anything with it right now if you don't want, or you could move it into ClickUp and say, okay, Q3, I'm going to launch a podcast, and then you can come back to it. The goal is that you've got notes. It's all in one place. You're not losing track of things. You're going through whether you should do it, you should delegate it. It can just sit there, or you can do it later. And it's so easy. And I just think, let's just make it easy, right? So get yourself a cute little notebook. Get yourself our paper planner. You can just DM me the word planner or go to hollymarihaynes.com/planner and try it. So I'm so curious. Do you have a one notebook rule? Have you ever tried something like this? And do you think this would work for you? I want to know.